and welcome to Book Your Give Here. We're Travel That Gives. I'm Lulu Lima, your chief travel guru. I hope this episode of Dream Now Travel Later inspires you to travel, and I invite you to give us the opportunity to help plan your next memorable trip. So grab your popcorn and enjoy.
Hi, everybody, and happy Friday. I am super excited because today we're going to touch upon a continent that is not necessarily touched, and I think everybody's going to love to talk about it. But also, we're going to be talking about a brand that does amazing explorations, and that is Hurtigruten. And so with me today, I've got Kelly, who is not only going to show us a little bit of the fun stuff of the exploration, but also some wellness. So really excited to have her on and can't wait to give her the floor. So with that, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having us. We're super excited to be here to talk to everyone. And before I give my speech and your speech, obviously, all about us, I would love to show everybody in person or from video, obviously, a little bit about what it's like on an expedition. This video is all about the seventh continent, so Antarctica, but it's very short and it just gives a good feel for what it's like to take a true expedition with us. And then after the video is done, we could get into a little bit of company history and what we do on a wellness factor for everyone that needs a nice wellness retreat after the long year we've had.
Yes, absolutely. So with that, so beautiful.
Then you are coming back here, please. In around 45 minutes, it would be very much appreciated. All right? All right? Go back.
So with that, I definitely want to go to Antarctica. It's an exploration trip that obviously is on a bucket list, and it's on a bucket list of many people.
It is. And, one of the nice parts about it is you really are in a place where it's untouched and you're able to get yourself in with nature. You're able to as you saw from where we pull up, you're not taking a 40-mile hike to where the penguins are. We're going to pull you right up, and look how close they were. You're right in with the wildlife. Some of our YouTube videos and, the ones we project across all of our channels, you see the whales coming right up, and the wildlife and the birding and the naturalists. And it's what Expedition is all about. It's really not about the physical ability. It's more about your mentality and your state of mind while you're traveling. And with Expedition and wellness and all of it kind of being incorporated into one, because these are not the type of trips where, you're not getting the casino, you're not getting the biggest water slide at sea, you're not getting any of those, but you're getting a solid expedition team who's trained. And it's really an amazing experience to be able to be with a smaller group going right through. So it's fabulous.
And so, talking about, the fact that you are smaller groups, you guys really are pioneers in that regard, because you really are bringing these small groups of people that into a learning classroom.
Yes.
And so while, your median age might be a little older, that doesn't preclude younger folks from coming.
Not at all. A lot of our trips are a little bit longer. So a lot of times it will be somebody who's in the semi-retired range that can take them only because they need the time. But if you have the time, we have a lot of universities and a lot of colleges that, might have that January break where they can go. And a lot of our professors will come, and a lot of our students even come. One of my favorite stories is we had a group of students from Vancouver who were traveling originally with one of the operators who went out of business last year. And at the last minute, they found out they weren't going. They had fundraised. They had done so much to gain this trip. And Hurtigruten, actually my coworker in Canada, and we found out about it. We swooped in and we took them on board one of our ships, and we continued their trip to Antarctica. And the video they made for us shows how much that teenage age group really got out of this trip, and what they were able, and they went and did all the kayaking, and they did the snowshoeing, and they were so immensely enthralled with what happened that it ended up being a fabulous trip for them. And it's a life-changing experience. So they did really enjoy it. But, one of my favorite slides, which is the one actually in front of you, we are not the largest in size of passengers in the world, but we are the largest expedition cruise line that focuses just on expedition. So we don't have members of our fleet who do millions of other things. We're not going to all these other places, but our classification of ships are quite small. So they do range between only 180 passengers, and really the max we go out with is 500. So you're not in a city at sea, and you are in a small group, which means that even your smaller groups that are coming on our smaller ships, it's especially with the way that we're going now, with going to remote destinations, going with a smaller ship, it's just a great way to travel. We are super proud of where we started.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I mean, you guys have great history. And the fact that you're small, you're not restrained because of all of the current rules of no sailing. You are actually still sailing.
We are. So we have ships that are sailing along the coast of Norway. We were the first ocean-going line to go back in service since all this started, which we love that we get to be the firsts all the time, like the first to launch this and the first to launch that. That's why we call ourselves the pioneers. But we actually have a ship, the Fridtjof Nansen, which sneak peek is the one doing the wellness sailing. That left this morning from Hamburg, Germany. So we do have our ships back in service. We're super excited. And we did actually travel COVID-free prior to going out of service. We are one of the lines that did not have any cases. And since we're back in service, we still don't. So
and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So obviously you guys have a great history.
We do.
And so
we are Norwegian and Scandinavian, and we are 127 years young.
Awesome.
So when I say we're pretty experienced in the Arctic waters, I'd say 127 years is a good amount of experience. So we've been up in Scandinavia. We've been up in Svalbard for over 100 years, which is the Arctic archipelago where the polar bears live. So history-wise, we did start as a cargo sailing ship years ago, which we were doing the more beautiful voyage, which you see, but that is where we got our beginning. It's definitely not where we're ending. So we have the ability to do so much more. It's so great.
Yeah, and so, you know, you guys are not only doing these great expeditions, but now we really are moving on to going into wellness. And
we're
I think
going into warmer waters as well.
Yeah, and so you're dressed right now as if you were in the Arctic.
I am.
So, which makes me shiver a little bit, only because I'm such a warm body person. But I understand the beauty behind, you know, everything that is on the poles.
There is definitely a beauty behind them.
But let's talk about, you know, what makes you guys so different, and especially because you're going into the warmer waters and everything else. Why should somebody come with you?
I think there's probably a few good ways to explain it, but this picture does wonders for me. So if you see where our ship is located on that picture, it is a little further, like much closer, obviously, to land. But there are some destinations we go to. So we already are in the Caribbean, but our version of the Caribbean isn't your traditional Caribbean. So last year I went on a trip to the Caribbean with us, and we did the Corn Islands in Nicaragua. We did San Andres in Colombia and Providenciales and all these areas that nobody really goes to. We are one of the very few that travel in and out of even the Horn Islands. I think there's only 2 people that go, but our ship only holds 200 people because we can get close up and personal with some of these places. So if you love the Caribbean, but you've done most of the mainstream stuff and you're looking to get in a little bit further and go to places maybe that they normally wouldn't stop, that's when you travel with a company like us. We're able to pull up. We can anchor our cruise line and bring everyone in via tender boat. And when these ship captains are we're kind of the opposite, right? You always think of like the Caribbean going into the Antarctic. We're like the Arctic coming into the Caribbean. So you have very skilled captains who are, you know, and an expedition team who's quite excited to see the warm water. So
yeah, absolutely. And I have to deal with so much ice, and we have to maneuver this, maneuver that,
and
which a lot easier.
We love the ice water, don't get me wrong, but it is nice to be able to offer both options to people. Yeah. So it's something different, but the sustainability factor of our company is big. So we are working on trying to, well, we already are, I do believe, the greenest cruise line, but we are working to try to get to be emissions free 100%. And I believe that's by 2025. But if you see some of the things we're doing, it's unbelievable. So besides the fact that we have our foundation, we've actually been able to launch, last year was the world's first hybrid powered cruise ships. So the Royal Amundsen and the Fridtjof Nansen, as you can see from the picture, they have battery packs on board that we're able to operate 20% less emissions by switching between the battery power and the gas engines. So it's the first of its kind. And it's, you know, we go to a lot of delicate places that really need to be well cared for. So we're very concerned about what we're putting back into the water. And on the coast of Norway and our newer ships, we're operating them with biofuel, which actually cuts emissions by 80%. So it's a huge deal for us. And I know the biofuel is a little more expensive, but we feel it's worth the investment to make sure that these places are well cared for. So we are doing exactly that. We were the first brand to go single-use plastic free. And if you look at what normally drives people to do these things, we were driven by our expedition team. So the expedition team and staff on board is who really drives a lot of the entertainment. They're your lecturers, and one of them actually came up with the idea to be single-use plastic free, and our company agreed. So these are ideas that come from within, and it's an awesome way to do it.
And that's beautiful, because your people are really your driving force, right? They're
Yes.
your representatives. They really speak your brand.
We
And
do.
so with that, I really want to reach out to everybody who's watching, and those of you guys who are into that sustainability. And obviously, we want to make sure we take care of Mother Earth. This is a company that really does, and so it matches a lot of the missions of Book Here, Give Here, right? Because we're all about social responsibility. So not only are we being socially responsible by taking care of Mother Earth, but also with Hurtigruten, they're doing everything in these local areas that are really highlighting places that you wouldn't necessarily have visited had you picked something from a larger company.
Absolutely. No, 100% agree.
So let's talk about the transatlantic wellness cruise, because I think this is so amazing that you guys are doing it, and I really love the fact that we're going to have an option for April of next year. So just so you guys know, this is something that we're looking to plan now. So we're looking to, offer you guys an ability to start doing, some forms of payments and really get your travel financial planning in order so you can enjoy this trip, because this is going to be amazing.
This is something I'm super excited about. The company's super excited about. The staff is super excited about. So a lot of times people don't take advantage of having a transatlantic sailing and having that time at sea. And one of the things that we decided to do with this is we've actually changed out our expedition team, our chef, everybody's been switched off. So instead of just a standard expedition team, you're going to have Tai Chi instructors, yoga instructors, wellness people, you're going to have wellness staff, you're going to have food based on that. You're also going to have you'll still have naturalists on board for the bird watching, but imagine taking your 12 days and taking your 9-day detox surrounded by this gorgeous ship, surrounded by the horizons of the water. So when you're doing yoga at sunset, you're doing sunrise and sunset, it's surrounding in this environment that is absolutely stunning. And I think after this long year that we've all had, we could all use a wellness retreat. I think it's at the perfect time. So it is something that we are unbelievably excited about. So one of the things we'll also be doing is I believe it's 9 days, and it's really a true detox at sea. And you'll see smoothie bars, you'll see everyone's menu, and your nutrition is changing to reflect the clean eating and the wellness. And it's going to be an unbelievable experience where you're going to be able to take time to stop. We're even including, encouraging a digital detox at sea. Instead of spending time looking at your phone, you're spending time reflecting along yourself. You'll get to stare out at this beautiful water. And we are actually ending this trip in Cape Verde, which is practically a wellness sanctuary in itself. So you're going to have so much opportunity to really just take the time to read. I call it a rebooting session for all of us in this digital age.
Yes, I agree. We really do need to reboot. And so, I'm super excited that we're not only having this opportunity, but it's also, we're so onto these Zoom calls. Look, we're doing all these videos for you guys. And, while the videos inspire and give you lots of information and all of that, and allows you to see everything with your own eyes, it's so wonderful to just experience it and not have to worry about, oh my God, what do I need to be connected. I need to do this. I need to do that. You know what? Digital detox is awesome. And that is part of amazing mental wellness.
It is. And of course, it is on one of those gorgeous hybrid electric powered ships I just talked about. So you will be going on our newest ship, which is the Nansen. And when I tell you, we will not offer you the largest water slide at sea, but we will offer you the largest LED screen, where you have a 7-story high LED screen projecting out nature across from your glass elevator that you'll be taking up and down to your cabins. And there are no interior cabins on this ship. Everyone has a view, whether it be a window or a balcony or one of our suites with their private jacuzzis and your private fireplaces. This ship is absolutely stunning, gorgeous. It really does. It's not going to give you those Vegas style shows and crystal staircases. And when you're going with even a wellness theme, these wonderfully clean lines and beautifully decorated in the Scandinavian wood and the colors, it goes so much with with your wellness state of mind that it's the perfect place to host this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think my computer went a little fast, so we're gonna go. We're gonna kind of go back a little bit. I want to show off the dining areas because they do reflect the opportunity for that social distancing when you guys are on your own, especially in the restaurants. So you do have, some areas where if you are a small group together, you can be together, but at the same time know that there's enough elbow room for everybody.
Yep. There's enough elbow room. There's also 3 restaurants on board. So it is not, you don't always have to be everybody in one. You could choose if you wanted to go to the a la carte dining. The suite guests do have the Lindstrom for themselves, but if there is space available and anyone outside of a suite wanted to dine there for a nominal fee, they can upgrade to it. But that is for our suite guests. So that does put them and have a nice place to appreciate the fact that you booked a suite with us. But the public spaces are also really inviting. So our main entertainment really is the expedition and the learning. And although you're not in a book 24 hours a day, don't get me wrong, you will have a lecture series. You will have different things to learn about. And on top of it, if you look at our science center, they're beautifully appointed. So with your bigger screens so you can present, with the microscope so you can study, with the beautiful lounge areas. If you didn't want to be on deck, or maybe it's a little wet outside, but you still want to relax and enjoy the scenery in a lounge, they're beautifully appointed spaces to do those things.
And that's awesome. And you've got a great fitness center as well. And you've got an infinity pool and a hot tub that
are heated.
And that's super important. But even so, you have,
So our spa is not where you're getting your nails done and hair done. It's a true wellness center. So a beautiful massage after, your day, or your sauna where you want to relax, and the fitness center. It's definitely a really nice opportunity.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the bookings, because normally I don't talk about any types of offers or things like that during these videos, but this is something, because it is time sensitive, I really think that we should highlight it. So if you are interested in this, I certainly hope that you can reach out to me. The deposit is just $500 a person. Mm-hmm. And this is certainly something even I'm considering for myself, because it's so amazing. And I'd love to bring you guys with me. I think that we all need that detox, digital as well as wellness overall, because, we're inside. Yes, we've been cooking and stuff like that, but we kind of also need to get back to routines and learning how to, function with the rest of society once again. So this is certainly an opportunity for you guys to join me. And Hurtigruten has made it so that we can easily have a rebooking if needed, or if they have to cancel because of COVID.
We are trying to work with everyone so everyone can book with confidence. We've reduced our deposits. We've done everything we can to make sure everyone's comfortable with booking. And obviously with everything happening up front, we're having such a big sale on this product, and working with yourself to make sure that we get it out there for everyone. If everybody does have the opportunity for this wellness cruise, if you book between July 1st and 8th, you'll get 40% off. So imagine not only having a wellness for yourself, but it's wellness for your wallet as well. So it's really,
absolutely.
This makes it so hard not to make the investment in yourself, to really have that time to reflect and to do it in a surrounding that's going to be comfortable, safe, and absolutely filled with everything you need. I mean, we've even changed over, a section of the bar to make it just for smoothies, and a section. We are doing everything to make sure this is so wellness related that you'll come off of this really refreshed and ready to get back into our new state of normal. So
And so super awesome. So for those of you guys, again, the wellness cruise is specifically for April 2021.
Yes.
However, if you are looking for something from September onward of this year, there are other destinations that Hurtigruten does go to. So give me a ring or shoot me over an email and let's have that conversation, because maybe we can put something together for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're there to support you guys 100% of the way.
So I love it. So with that, I want to say thank you so much, because this has been amazing information. And like I said, going on this and just having everybody with us. So if you think that you might want to, this is the time to do it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me on. I'm super excited to have been here with you guys.
Yes, us too. And so I'm just like, I'm going, now, do I do one for this year? And then maybe I'll do another one for next year. I might do it for one.
I think we should make this an annual thing.
I think so too. So one for this year and one for next year.
That's perfect.
So with that, thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. Namaste. Until the next time. Bye, everybody.